Hey folks, we are here. We are here. It just turned 9:30. It just turned 9:30. That means the stock market is open. It's open. It's open. It's open. It's open. All right. And so that's said. So let me remind you to thank thank you for being here, for tuning in to Get Rich 101. I am your host. I'm a survivor. I survived two strokes, one of which has only a 17% chance of survival. A 17% chance. Thank you, Fee. 17% chance of survival. And I made it. I made it. And now I'm trying to do something better with myself. So let's get to it. I'll see you in a second, right after we play this intro music. All right, here we are. Here we are. B King is still getting ready because everyone's got to get used to it because I'm starting at 9:30 instead of 9:45. So that's a bit new for everyone, including me. So what this is the chart. This is the stock market chart. And I wanted to tell you about what happened yesterday. What happened yesterday is I bought this one. Is this the right one? Yes, this is the right one. And see, this is what happened yesterday. This is what happened yesterday. There was a big gap starting off yesterday, but then it went right around here. So as you can see, it was what's that word? Reconciliation, I think is the actual word. Reconciliation, I think is the word. But you can see it was just going up and down, up and down, up and down. It just stayed steady. We went a little bit up at 6.2, but that's about the same. Yeah, see, that's a little bit, it's a slight increase. So I bought mine for I bet $1. I basically won $1, but you see, it's just a little flat. So I just got $1 because I was choosing to play with it as a Aladdin's touch. But so this is what I was betting on. Now you see, what's my point? My point is that it didn't flow. It didn't flow up. It went flat. And I got a little bit on the flow because of it's flat, because it came up a little bit. That's Nelson saying, "What's up?"
Nelson, the cat's in the house.
Sean say, "What's up?" So
Nelson does not like to be left out.
Yeah, Nelson's getting right in it, right in the middle of it.
He's so rude.
Right in the middle of it.
You see how he just walks on me?
Oh shoot!
He just walks on me.
Yeah.
Oh, he's like, no, I'm coming back, but he's not gonna stay with me because I'm not his favorite anymore.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! What's happening?
So.
Some live in real time.
First of all, yes, I got four. We're going through the screener. 4 just popped up. This was 0 data a few seconds ago, but now there are four, which is great logic, because what we were doing was lottery, following this. Like, look at all these, right? And then we go over to dip and rip 4.
So can we do something? Because the people on my Facebook page aren't able to see your phone, and the people on StreamYard aren't able to see your phone. And I get a little lost when you say bet. I'm like, are we gambling? And so
I'm just using gambling terms. But what's your question though?
Well, my question, so I have 2 questions for our audience, and mainly for myself, because this is how I learn as well. You talked about this stock being flat, and you bought at $1. And so I see right now it's going up. It's $6.12 a share.
I switched. Let me go back to the one you were talking about. What's it? Side.
I got my fan just in case. I'm just getting in. Just finished these workouts. Good morning. Did you do your disclaimer?
Oh no, please do that.
Okay. Good morning. By the way, this is Fiance Files with Sekou Writes, the money wizard, your money coach, and your local fitness go-to girl, Fee King, the body architect, his fiance. We do this segment every Thursday, God willing. It's now 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time until 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you to New Thought Media for giving Sekou this platform to share that he is a 2-time stroke survivor who is going down the rabbit hole of learning about money, day trading in particular.
Yes.
And he's teaching us the power of how to grow money and the fact that you can grow money from where you are. Yes. He is not a personal trainer. He is also not a wealth advisor. So take everything that he says with a grain of salt, do your own research. And I would say, be curious. Just really be curious around the possibility and get yourself a professional wealth advisor. We like Charles Schwab. We like Charles Schwab. And so just rock with us. We share tips on stocks. We talk about our experience as a couple. And then we want to hear from y'all. We want to engage with the audience. Let's go.
Yeah. Let's go. Great intro.
Thank you.
Okay. So what were you asking me?
Okay. I was asking you yesterday on your show. I was saying at the top of your show, can you just do a recap on what dip and rip means and Aladdin's touch so that we understand that? What is dip and rip and what is Aladdin's touch? And then you just did something where these 4 stocks popped up. So those 3 things, if we could get some clarity around those.
Okay. Well, the fact that only four stocks showed up. Okay. 4 stocks showed up on the screener. Screener is just another word for filter. It's just a filter, and you want to select it for all these different things that you want it to see. You want it to be. Well, I won't tell you what the things are, but let's just say this: there's three things that I selected for, and now I reduced that long string of lists, the long string of stocks that I used to go through every time, from that long list to this, which is only 4 stocks, which is great.
And so when you say filter, are you programming the screener to filter out certain stocks that you're interested in based on maybe price? I'm assuming, is it price?
Yes.
Okay. So that's good to know. So the screener.
So the price is $0 to $10. That's my price.
That's the most you're going to pay per share.
Right, because I'm doing what Timothy Sykes called penny trading.
Okay. All right. So that's good to know.
Okay.
That's helpful. Okay. That's very helpful. Yeah. And so the stocks that he's chosen that's popped up from $0 to $10 per share. One is $2.72 a share. One is 80 cents a share. Yep. One is $5.58 a share. And there's another one for $1.64 per share. What's up, Fatima West?
Great. Way to do it, Pete. Way to do it.
And it's called Screener. That's good. I never heard of that. And that's on Webull. He's using Webull. And on the show, what is this? Is this Think or Swim?
Think or Swim. This is not though. This is Webull.
Okay.
This is Webull that I'm working with right here. All right.
Okay.
So the dip and rip is a way of pre-selecting things so that you get this navigated short, the short in hand list. the shorthand list. That's the first part of dipping with, like this shortened list, right?
Okay.
And then you've got to look for, so this one, let me do a different one that came out yesterday. Let me see. This one came out yesterday after I selected my one. And this is what it was. Going.
So while he finds that,
yeah.
Found it.
Yeah. So this is it. Look at that. All yesterday.
So it started at, the valuation of this stock started out at $5.83 a share. By the time it closed, it jumped up to $9.98 a share.
Well, this one started at $4.97.
Oh, wow!
And then it went up to $9.
And so, but you didn't get in on this one.
No,
why not?
Why not? I told you. See, what I did was I bought the other one that I was just showing you, too early. So I'm trying to wait for this one to spill out.
So today you're waiting.
I am attempting to wait.
Okay.
Because it's giving me 4, and I want to see which of these 4 gives something.
Okay. So Sekou might be going off doing trading, and I will be his backup. I'll be his backup.
Yeah.
So I apologize for being late, y'all. I was working out, and then I went outside for my walk. I didn't get a chance to put on makeup, but you know what? We here. We are here, and we are super excited to be able to present Fiance Files. This morning, we were having a conversation. In the morning, I love to share my dreams with Sekou because my dreams are everything. And I got to share something with someone who lives in the building yesterday. I was having a conversation with a guy that lives in the building, and we were talking about, somehow we got on the subject of menopause. And I thought, this is wild that I'm having a conversation about menopause with a man. But he seemed to understand. And I was like, do you have daughters? And we were talking about the fact that he knows, because he has a mom, he knows that it's important for women who are experiencing menopause to get adequate sleep. And I said, yeah. I said, that's interesting that you would say that. I said, because it's difficult to get adequate sleep when you're constantly being awakened by hot flashes. And you're hot, you're cold, just all the things. And so throughout the night, I am very much so aware that I am not always consistently asleep. But I do know that I am hitting that REM state because of my dreams. I have the most elaborate, detailed, colorful, yummy, delicious, I can just reach out and touch my dreams kind of dreams. I do my best to recall them in the morning so I can share them with Sekou. Before his stroke, Sekou used to be my dream whisperer. He would decipher, decode, break down my dreams, and they would always have this symbolicness to them. There was a lot of symbolism in my dream. This morning, I shared with him my dream, and somehow he shared with me, because he was up all night again, and you shared with me that you watched an Asian themed movie. He loves Asian themed movies. And I said to him, you remind me of my father, because my father, oh, wow, did you see what just happened with the light?
Yeah.
That was so pretty. It was because of something that happened outside. My father loved Bruce Lee. Huge Bruce Lee fan. He introduced me to Bruce Lee at an early age, so I too love Bruce Lee. And I remember my father taking me to see a Bruce Lee movie. And every time I bring up this movie, people who are fans of Bruce Lee have never heard of it. And it's called Inframan. I thought it was Inframan, but infra, like infrared light. Yeah. Sekou pulled it up on YouTube, and I was like, oh my gosh. And so I took so long with that story. I don't know where I was going.
You know where you're going.
I don't know where I was going. Where was I going with Inframan? Anyway, I'm going to share a clip of it today for Throwback Thursday because it brought back so many memories. And I remembered one of the characters, the main characters in Inframan, wearing a shiny red leather-esque kind of, I call it a suit, but it's really what would you call it? A uniform, y'all. He is so into stocks. Whenever this guy talks about money and stocks, like he is so different. You're so look at him. He's so focused. Get it, Sekou. Get it, Sekou. Get it, Sekou. I don't know where I was going with that story, y'all. My bad. But I was going somewhere with it. So we were talking about dreams. Yeah. So what are you doing? And what do you want your audience to be doing while you're like, if I wasn't here, what would be happening if I wasn't here too? Did you buy anything? No. Okay. He's really focused.
You just need to wait right now.
Why don't
you gotta wait?
All right. So he's gonna wait. And I have a couple questions. Yeah, I have a couple questions for your audience, which is, I was having a conversation yesterday with my barista. She's the manager at my favorite coffee shop. And so I wanted to pay for my coffee with my Cash App funds, and I have another, like a sort of like a gift card. And I said, I love this digital currency, and I really never thought that I would not carry cash. I said, I very rarely have cash. And she said, I really like cash. And I feel like I can budget and manage my money better because it's in cash. And I said, that's interesting. Grant Cardone says that wealthy people tend to be cash poor and asset rich. And she said, I want to be asset rich. I said, girl, you can be. I said, we're working on asset richness. And she said, I like that. And it was as if she had never heard it before. And I get that because when I was her age, I'd never heard of asset rich. You think you hear cash is king and money rules everything around me. Dollar bills, y'all. Right? And it's like, no, not anymore. There was a time, yes. There was a time when people would hide, if you will, or store their money in jars and under mattresses because they didn't trust banks. But now we've moved into this digital space. And I said to her, when I heard about it, I really never thought that I would be using these digital platforms to pay bills, to receive money from Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Cash App, Google Pay, Google Wallet, Apple Pay. I mean, there are just so many. And I said, I like it. Like I decided to not resist it. And so my question for you is, what are your thoughts around cash and assets? And what assets do you have? What assets do you have? What are your feelings around cash and
stocks?
So Sekou has stocks.
Stocks, that's what we're doing.
What else do you have as far as assets?
That's really it. That's my main source of
assets.
Assets is stocks.
All right. So I want to share some other assets that people might not think of when they think of assets. If you own a piece of intellectual property, whether that's a book, a play, a screenplay, a manifesto, that is an asset. So you have more than stocks as an asset, sir, by the way.
Yeah, but the stocks are better because they're controlled by some other entity that puts the money in there and makes it go. So that's why I'm messing with the stocks.
No, I'm not debating it. I agree.
Yeah.
That is my biggest asset is our stocks as well. But I'm also really interested in digital assets, even digital property as an asset. And so I'm slowly but surely going down that rabbit hole and learning. What we got?
The BON is following. See, it looked like it was tracking upwards.
The BON, is that the name of the stock?
Yeah, BON.
Okay.
But it was tracking upwards. I almost bought in, but look, now it's trailing down.
Oh, and what did it? What was the per share price when it started?
I don't know.
Okay, so now it's dropping. It's at 2.229. Looks like it's going up. 231 down. Okay. 250.
Yeah.
269.
It was going up, but now it's coming down.
Okay.
They did all this morning, and it was tempting.
Oh, it's tricky.
Now I'm watching it. Yeah.
I almost feel like it's tricking you. I know that's not true, right? But that's what it feels like. It feels like, nanny boo boo, I'm gonna get your money. What you gonna do?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. And so the stock market opens at 9:30.
Yep, 9:30.
And typically you want to invest between 9:30 and when?
9:45 typically, but this time I'm letting it lapse because I bought it 9:45 yesterday and ended up getting the wrong one. And so this time it's 9:51 now. So I'll let it lapse a little bit, see what it gives me. And it might not give me anything. But let's see. Let's see what it gives me so far.
So Sekou is going to have a young brother come onto the show next week, which I'm personally really excited about because of his story. This guy did not know how to read as a grown man, and he was in prison and learned how to read in prison and learned how to play the stock market in prison.
Yeah.
And he's now out, and he is a very successful trader. Yesterday, he and Sekou were on the phone, so he was on speaker, and he was so excited. He was like, my goal, is it okay if I share this?
I don't know. Like, we hope he's going to make it. We hope he's going to make it to appear on the show. So let's talk about that. Let's just talk about it in hopes that he will make it.
I'm believing.
Because we've been trying for a while. We've been trying for a minute. So let's get him.
I am believing that he's going to make it. But what was interesting to me is to hear him say that his goal is to make $1,000 a day.
$1,000 per day. Per day. And that's crazy.
He shared, like, let's just say this conversation happened Wednesday. He shared that last Friday he made $1,400.
I mean. And
Monday he made $1,200.
I mean.
And on that day, which was in the morning, and he's on the West Coast, so that was around 7:30 a.m. By 7:30 a.m., he had made $680.
What are we talking about? I was like, I just got to get you on. I just got to get you on, bro.
And he talked about the importance of being focused. Being focused. And I'm holding a space that he's going to be on the show, and he's going to share the driving force behind why he decided to learn how to read in prison and why he decided to learn the stock game and invest other people's monies. So of course he couldn't make any money while he's in prison, but he was investing, I think, the guards' money.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, more power to him. But he had to get one security guard to trust him enough to bet on him. And then the guy started winning. He was like, "Yo, you heard from what's I don't want to give his name, but you heard you talked to him because he's making me some money." And then more people started coming. Incredible story. And that's how he got let out of prison.
That's how he got let out?
Yeah. Because he's a man of wealth and influence now. Like, he's got people outside advocating for his release. Like, yeah, that's crazy.
Talk about it's who you know.
Yeah.
And who knows you. The other thing so here's a question that I was sharing with Sekou that I have for this young man, which is, when you got out, did any of those people sew back into you financially?
What you mean by that?
Did they? So when you get out of prison, they give you, I think, $100. It's kind of like the show Undercover
They
Billionaire.
give you $100?
Yeah, and a bus ticket. I believe it's $100.
Wow.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but they give you like a little bit of money.
I never knew they gave you money.
Yeah, they give you a little. I mean, it's so
yeah,
small.
It's small,
and
but still.
And a bus ticket.
Okay.
One-way bus ticket. And so my question for him is, out of all of those people that you helped, did anyone sew back into you? Did anyone help you financially get a start? Oh, this isn't okay. I was wondering why my light wasn't on. So okay, it's all good.
So what happened?
It's I think this needs to charge.
No. What are you saying?
So that's my question.
So back into him in what way?
Invest in him. Give him money to start investing on his own. Give him a job. Like help him the way that the way that he helped them. I'm curious.
He ain't need it. I'm sure you have that question about them reaching out to him, but he didn't need it. He did not need it.
I mean, so I disagree. I think, yes, he did need it because you're fresh out of prison. You went in with fewer skills than you had coming out. And you have just a tiny bit of money. Listen.
He learned how to scan for stocks using an old newspaper. Like I'm looking at it right now. He's looking at it weeks later. Like he was so far advanced beyond anything we're capable of. He's just, I don't think he needed anything because he was visualizing stuff. He was visualizing what were the stock prices without having a stock thing to look at. I'm like, how did he even do that?
So you're probably right. My point, Sekou, is he didn't have resources. So it's different being someone who's free and who can get a part-time job or do some day labor, get some income coming in, but you're fresh out of prison and you have, I think it's $100 and a bus ticket. So my point is, and my question is was there someone who said, I'm going to help set you up? I know you're in this stock game. I know this is your thing. I would like to help you to start investing in stocks. Right, or did he have to get a job?
I'm gonna bet the other side of that coin.
Which is what?
Which is he didn't need nothing. He just did it himself. That's my bet.
Okay.
That's my bet.
We're gonna find out. To bet?
We're gonna find out.
I bet you 10 shares. 10 shares.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You scared?
No,
you scared? It's okay if you're scared. He's scared. People get scared.
No, you gotta understand how this moves. How it moves. Like 10 shares isn't even the amount I would go to. Yeah, it's like a small bit. A small bit.
I remember you used to only invest in a few shares, by the way.
Yeah, that's before I knew what I was doing. Before I knew what I was doing. And
all right.
And speaking of which, I guess there's gonna be nothing here to purpose straight down. Look at that. Red. All the way down.
All right. Well, we have 2 minutes. So do you have anything to share with the folks before we get out of here? Sekouw Writes?
Yeah, I'm a little disappointed. Because I saw it yesterday. After the time had passed. And I saw it. And today I was hoping to see it again. But it's showing me stuff and it's not showing me anything. And it's just like, I just want to get in. I want to get into the dip and rip. And so, but this is what you need to learn, though. This is what you need to learn, that you don't always find your situation. Like, you don't always find it. So I looked diligently today. I looked diligently. I looked today, and I don't see anything. So I guess we gotta let it go because it's now 10 a.m. So I guess we missed it. I guess nothing.
All right. Well, nothing beats a failure but an attempt, and he attempted. Stay in the game.
Yeah.
And I'm your local fitness coach, Girl Feet King, the body architect.
And I am Sekou, the money wizard.
And this is Get Rich 101.
This is Get Rich 101. Remember that now is better than perfect.
Now is better than perfect. Let's go.
Ashe, ashe. See you guys
All right,
later.
y'all. Peace.